baseball diamond. This one's over. Lawrence is tonight. They win it here 6-1 tonight. Both teams gathered on the baselines now, getting their awards for the evening. The principal of Lancaster passing out the ribbons and the trophy, and Lawrence puts Ken Alexander standing right behind home plate, cradling the state championship trophy in his hands. Lots of hugs for the Raiders as they have really done a great job in getting it done. Steve, if you can hear me up there, that's a pretty exhilarating feeling, isn't it? I know we're kind of supposed to be uninvolved when people being in the media, but it's certainly not that case. Certainly a great evening. Steve, can you hear me up there?
Number 11,
okay.
Curative.
You can't hear me. Oh, okay.
Number 12,
all right.
Steve Heckler.
Crowd trying to get out onto the field. So we are take them out as they just mobbed the team down here on the field after this ball game. And we're trying to get a hold of Mark Lambert here right now as he's very close to it. If we can wade through there and get Mark, we'll be talking to him. Mark Lambert getting ready to join us here. And Mark, congratulations.
Thanks. I'm just glad we played great. I mean, this is probably the best win I ever. I mean, I can't have speeches. I don't know what to say.
After Monday night, you went down there and you guys felt like you had something to prove when you came back home, and you proved it all right.
That's right. We all got together. We said we were going to come back and win, and we did. And I just glad we stayed there. Thanks.
All right, tonight you seem to be with your stuff all evening long, and when the lead got to 4-1, we kind of felt like this one, you don't want to say it's over, but we knew it was in good hands.
Well, I just want to thank Coach Atkinson. He's the one that got my arm in shape, and he worked on me, and I felt great going into the game.
Congratulations, Mark, and I guess it's kind of fitting you're the guy holding the trophy.
All right, thanks.
Mark Lambert visiting with us here after the game. We're going to try and get Ed Prescott over here. This is just a mob scene right here on the field as the Raiders win the state championship, and we're going to get the principal over here. The head honcho, Ken Alexander, congratulations. We're real proud of him. These guys have worked hard all year, and they've come through, I know, personal adversity, a guy like Tony Grant, but they kept their heads up. They went down to Lancaster Monday night, and they could have folded up after that, but they came back here and really proved their point in these last two games.
Oh, they're class act all the way. I don't think they'd ever fold it.
All right, a great bunch from Lancaster also as well. We got to take our hats off to them.
Absolutely. I think the two best teams in the state played tonight. I think the best team in the state won.
I agree with you. Thanks. All right. Raiders state champions winning at 6-1 here tonight, and we're continuing to kind of mill our way through and talk to some of these folks. Steve has now joined us, and let's see who we can find here. We tried to get Ed Prescott, and he kind of got caught in the shuffle and has gotten away from us. We're going to make our way over toward him again, and hopefully we can get to it. Ed Prescott caught by yet another TV crew, and we'll see if we can get to him. Steve, I don't think this is any less emotional than we thought it'd be. These people are pretty happy.
Well, you see throughout the playoffs, these guys, they've just been mobbed, and the fans have been great throughout this thing. You just look at the crowds. They've grown increasingly larger with every playoff game. And this is great. I mean, you look at the reaction from 1983. Doug, you were here. What was the reaction like that? It's hard to believe it was anything like this.
Well, that was the last year we didn't broadcast the games, and it was a great reaction. Of course, unfortunately, it was one on the road. This was a little extra special because it was one right here on the home court. Hey, yeah. Why don't you go over there and stake him out and bring him over here, and we'll talk to him when he gets through with those guys. All right. He's going to wander over there. We're still looking for players as this just turned into a flat-out mob scene here on the field. A lot of folks around. We did get the chance to talk to Mark Lambert, and we're still looking and trying to get the guys over here. Raiders win it tonight. They got a couple of runs early on a Chuck Cunningham home run that proved to be all they needed. Then they added a couple more. Again, Chuck at the plate with a man on, and Mark Anthony, the center fielder for Lancaster, just really misplayed a ball. A routine single by Chuck that he let go all the way to the wall, and by the time he could come up with it and get it in, Chuck had crossed the plate and made a full one. And then the Raiders got another one later on an error, but a home run by Brian Mann, a senior, really kind of put a cap on this thing here this evening as the Raiders win it 6-1. And again, people continue to mob Ed Prescott, and we are going to try and get him over here just as soon as we can. And Steve is giving me the shrug of the shoulders, and we're still working on getting him over here. While we're working on getting him over here, let's pause 60 seconds, and we'll be right back. Joined us, Jerome. Congratulations. Thank you. A great ball game here tonight. You guys, I know, felt like you had something to prove after Monday night. You played two great ball games here, and it was just a great playoff for you. You not only had a hit in every game coming into tonight, you also came in there and pitched in a couple of ball games, and you've been the type all throughout the season and throughout your career in all athletic team that you just do what they ask you, and you always give it your best.
Well, yeah, we know from day one that we set goals over and over on region championship and state championship, and we finally did it.
I can't believe the crowd that was here tonight. I'm sure that had to pump you up, the fact that there were so many people out here tonight.
Well, they're putting everybody else up, but they can pump me up.
All right, Jerome, thanks a lot. Jerome Reed visiting with us. We're pretty laid back for winning a state championship, Steve.
Well, Jerome's a laid-back kind of guy. If you need any truth to that, hold on 1 second. I'll run over.
Yeah, we're going to get the coach over here, I think, finally. Let's see if Steve can grab him and get him over here. And we're going to get to talk with Ed Prescott. Raiders, the state champions. They win it tonight 6-1 over Lancaster. They won game 2 9-4. That was after they were down 4-1 in that first ball game, lost it, and they come back and off the carpet won the state championship here in grand style tonight with a convincing 6-1 victory over the Bruins of Lancaster. Everybody's still hugging Coach Ed Prescott, including some members of my family, so we'll get all them out of the way. We'll get Coach Prescott over here, and we will talk with him. Raiders win their second state championship under Ed Prescott. And we're finally, I think, going to get him over here in just a moment. Everybody who runs to wants to hug him, and for good reason. And we're going to wind him over here in just a minute. People keep piling up in front of us. And sooner or later, we're going to get him here. Come on, Steve, just muscle him over.
I'm coming.
Steve finally just picked him up and brought him to me. Ed Prescott. Y'all have a good time. We sure did. I'm glad to hear because I was worried about it. All right, state championship at 83. This is the second. I'm going to ask the dumb question that sportscasters always ask. One sweeter than the other?
Well, the first state championship, yeah, to be honest with you, I admit it, but I was pretty much a rookie, and I made some mistakes, made some crucial mistakes, and learned a lot from them, and ever since that particular game, and that experience, playoff experience, it's just been a goal that I personally set. It's a team goal that, your kids want naturally, and we've worked every year to get to this particular point. And realistically, some years, you just don't know. You don't know how well your team's going to play, but you shoot for it every year. And we've fallen short a couple of times. We've gotten to the state finals, in upper state and knocked out. And when you think about it being 8 years ago, it seems like a long time, but the feeling I don't think compared to many things. There's so much work goes into it, and it's a culmination of every good thing you try to do. The thing that really makes me feel the best is that we've got so many kids on this team that are deserving of recognition and have done such a good job, since the 9th grade. And it's just a tribute to their work habits, their dedication, and it paid off. And, it's just a great example of if you're willing to work hard and you're determined you can stick with it through all of, the low spots and the tough things that happen to you, that, it's going to pay off.
All right, to win 24 in a row, you've got to be mentally tough, but you especially have to be mentally tough to come up off the carpet after losing one of the state championship series and win it, and this team came back in grand style.
The biggest lift that we had was Wednesday's game. I know we had to win, but showing the kind of determination that you're talking about that allows you coming home, there's no greater place. If anybody wanted to win a ball game to play at an equal fight, come play in Lawrence. That's just the best thing could have happened to us. That was simply drawn up, in the brackets years ago, and it worked out great for us. But that you just can't imagine how much it means to be able to come in front of a crowd like this, but to have so much support. The people in this town make our baseball. They make it for us because their enthusiasm and their interest keep these kids, with an attitude that they're willing to work and they're striving to get better, and they'll do. We had kids this year. I don't know anybody that ever missed a practice, unless they were sick or out of school. No attitude problems. And the finest compliment I can pay to them is we had no one whose ego came before the team, and that is something to be said for 15 young kids. And they're just, like I told them earlier, they're the greatest team I've ever coached as far as cohesiveness, ability to play together, and they're just a hard-nosed bunch of kids.
Looking at the game tonight, and I know we'd like to single out a lot of people, two things come to my mind. Mark Lambert didn't have a bad outing, but lost on Monday night down in Lancaster. He comes back and pitches a great game tonight. And Brian Mann, who has struggled at the plate late in the season, and he comes up and really hit a home run tonight to put it on ice for you.
I've never hurt so much, I guess, for a kid knowing that, he's a key player for our team. He's probably been one of the most consistent players we've ever had. Playing as a ninth grader, as an outfielder, playing as a second baseman, playing as a shortstop for 2 years. And he spent 40 minutes, I know, in batting practice yesterday. He's the number one hitter. We hit an order. And I know the kids on the team kind of lost their patience a little bit, but we got to the point where he wasn't going to get out of there until he got a little bit of confidence built, and he did a better job hitting the ball. And when we get up here tonight and the first thing happens to him is he whiffs and he loses that confidence. But you got some mentally tough kids that are willing to hang in there. And Brian I don't know how many strikeouts he's had in the playoffs, but I know for, a number of at-bats, he had some 0 for 10s. And there's a lot of people that don't ever, that 0 for 10 becomes 0 for 20 or 25, and the reason they don't come out of it is because they've lost confidence in themselves. So not only was I glad to walk over the fence because we got another run, but I was extremely happy for that kid.
One more hat off, and you probably covered that pretty well already in a statement you made. 2,500 fans out here tonight for this baseball game. They love their baseball, and they are really enjoying this one right now.
Well, both teams have a tremendous program and a tremendous following, and I think it's great. There's nothing like it. The atmosphere that we had here and that we've had throughout the playoffs, you'd love to be able to have that every game. I know you can't, but our fans are just the greatest folks as far as supporting us, and it just means so much to you. It just adds that little bit of extra emotion that you just don't get, from game to game. And they love these kids. Our town they've raised most of these kids and taken a vested interest in them. And, man, when they're successful, you got to be able to share in their happiness, and I'm glad that they're here with us now.
Well, again, congratulations, and thanks for letting us be a part of it.
Well, it's my pleasure. I appreciate everything y'all do.
Thanks a lot. Ed Prescott, the head coach of the state champions. The Raiders win it tonight 6-1 over Lancaster. They win this series by 2-1, and they are now, again, the state champions for 1990. We'll come back with more and maybe some closing thoughts. We might keep it here a little longer. We'll return in 2 minutes.